Yeah, go and start now.
Yeah.
You run it, go on.
What's your name?
I'm Graham.
Graham, okay. And what brings you here?
To learn about coaching.
Okay, and what brings you to me as a coach as opposed to this, bringing you to this?
Well, there's a sort of exercise, and I sort of got elbowed into it, so I'm sitting here.
Okay, and apart from what you're thinking about in terms of this particular task, what sort of things would you like to explore?
Whatever you would like, we started to talk about doing interviews without notes. That was quite fun.
So, but I want to learn a bit more about you.
Okay, what would you like to know?
I want to know what's brought you here, what sort of things you'd like to explore, anything that's particularly causing any issues, anything that you would benefit from having some guidance on, anything that you, any specific goals that you have.
And then feedback from each of you.
I have a goal. One goal I have is to become a good coach.
Okay, and what sort of things do you think could potentially help you within that, apart from this course?
Yeah, well, and that's it really. I mean, trying something out, that might help.
Okay. And anything else apart from what you'll learn here? Anything else you think will be beneficial?
Well, I suspect I'll go away from here and try stuff out. That will be beneficial.
Such as?
Yeah, I might do stuff at work.
Give me examples of what you think might sort of help you.
No, I don't know what would help. I mean, I'll try it out and see what happens. Go from there.
Okay. So if you think about, maybe try and think about in the work situation, what type of things do you think you could do that would be beneficial to you as a coach, becoming a coach?
I don't know. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, let's try and explore that. Try and think of, try and sort of delve and try and think of anything particularly you think.
I mean, I don't know. I've read about coaching. I thought I'd come along here and see what they had to say. What I learn from it. You know, that's about it, really. I mean, I haven't got a great issue with it. I just feel I need exposure to some different ideas.
You said, I think you were saying earlier that you've actually had some coaching previously.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to me about the experience? Maybe let's take a step back and talk about your experiences so far.
Of being coached.
Yeah, because I think you said that.
And how that might affect.
Let's just take a step back and think about you mentioned that you had, I think, 2 bad experiences and 1 good experience.
Yeah.
So talk me through that, and let's try and get some context in terms of.
So the first one was a guy who was Mike the Mentor, I think his name is. That's his
Is that
brand.
your real name?
Yeah.
Real life brand?
Yeah, and he's formally qualified and he's got a portfolio career and we had quite interesting chats, 6 of them, and lasted an hour. And at the end of it, I thought that was quite interesting. Got on with my work. That was the first one. I didn't feel at the end of it I got anywhere different. Okay, I've had some interesting conversations, but I hadn't gone anywhere. So at the end of it, it was a bit, it's okay.
It's not very
Perfectly
fulfilling.
harmless, but no real movement.
Can you remember what your expectations were prior to it?
No, yeah, well, my expect a bit like it, a bit. I was open to it. You know, people have talked about coaching. I'll try that.
And was
I
it-
did not bring to it. Shit, I can't do this properly, and I don't know what to do. I need somebody else. I didn't do that. I just thought, well, let's see. Everybody, Tiger Woods has a coach. He's pretty good. It's not a bad thing. You know, if he can be coached, I'm sure I could.
So, in terms of you not, you sort of saying, oh, you had a good conversation.
Yeah, nice conversation, like you
Right.
would.
And was the company paying for it, or you?
Yeah, company's paying for it.
So you just had a nice conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dealt with his questions.
Okay, and then take you on to the next.
Okay, the next one was somebody else who wanted to train as a coach, actually. And so she offered to give me coaching sessions at no cost. This was several years later, and again, it ended up with me almost talking her through what she should be thinking about in terms of developing her coaching approach.
Okay.
And then the third time I did it was with a guy I went to have, close to here, went and had training in improv theatre. And because I thought that was really interesting stuff, improv, and how can I apply that to management? And he was brilliant, very funny guy. And as a result, I wrote to him afterwards and said, "This is really good. And I see on your website you do coaching, how about it?" And he said, "Yes." And he became my coach, and we did 7 sessions, and he shifted my thinking in a whole load of ways. Really interesting stuff.
So what was that big difference between? I mean, the other two sounded less experienced, perhaps. But I don't know whether I'm right. But what was the big difference between the first two and the third?
I think the third guy was he had some structures about what he was doing, and we did a number of exercises, but I think he was genuinely interested in what I was working on at the time.
Were you working on specific things? Because you said the first time.
Yeah, I had an ambition to write a book, okay, and I was a bit scared about doing it, and we ended up writing it, and it got published and everything. You know, it wasn't, it was a collection of essays that other people did.
Right.
I was scared to do it because it was a big enterprise, and as a result, we did do it. So it actually achieved something at the end of it. It felt very.
Do you think any of that success of coaching could have been because you had more of a goal that you were trying to achieve the third time?
No.
No.
That'll be too convenient for you, I'm afraid.
Not too convenient
It
for
sort
me
of
at
feels
all.
you're leading me to that conclusion.
No, I'm just
but
wondering.
It wasn't like
no,
that.
it's just
It
the way
wasn't.
you've expressed it.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
It
actually, at the
wasn't.
beginning, I didn't really, I just sort of went along for the ride, and then I had this thought, and your sort of face lit up a bit more, and you were much more animated when you talked about the third
Well, a
experience.
bit like this conversation where you relaxed. The third coaching session felt much more relaxed,
Right,
and as a
okay.
result, we got into some really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Then it didn't feel that he was trying to organise me, which the other two did,
Okay.
and sort of direct my thinking.
Yeah.
It was very much sort of what's going on with you, and then there was a reaction, and then it sort of built.
Okay. So like the writing the book, which was your goal, your ambition, your thing that you wanted
My
to
dream.
do. Your dream. Okay, your dream. So what? Okay, so let's have a think now. Okay, so you
I
had a
joke.
dream. You had a dream that then.
Over the mountain.
So have you got anything? So is there anything now that you feel as achievable and non-achievable as you want it to be? Is there anything that you really would like to?
I don't have something in my mind of the same sort.
No.
Because I think I've learned from that experience sufficient to remove what was getting in the way then.
And what were the key learnings that came out of that?
I'm not sure. I'd need a bit of time to prepare.
Yeah. Okay. So if you haven't got anything you particularly want to, and one of the things you said earlier was that you just had a nice chat and we talked. So maybe if we continue to have a nice chat, then some things might come out. Potentially, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. So tell me a bit about work at the moment. Tell me a bit about. Let's think about different sort of aspects of your life. So talk about work a bit. Tell me a bit about work because might be a good starting point.
Right now, I'm starting to feel a bit.
So, done a job for a long period of time, and I'm going to retire in not too long a time. And so I suppose the next thing is, the plan is to do a bit of coaching toward the end of it.
And what have you done so far? What's work entailed so far? Apart from writing the book, getting the book published.
I'm involved with running a housing organisation.
Mm-hmm. In what kind of context?
A London context. Is that
No, I
answer your
mean, what
question?
do you? No.
What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm chief exec.
Chief exec. Okay. All
We've
right.
got 400 people.
Mhm.
We've got 5,000 properties,
Yeah, I definitely think I've heard it.
and it's fun. Real
It's,
fun.
it's fun. You enjoy
Yeah,
it.
absolutely
Okay.
love it.
Okay. So any aspects of work that you kind of
Not really.
want to? No. Okay.
No.
And
And my whole reason for being here is to engage the rest of the organisation in the coaching mentality.
Okay.
Okay, so I can be better at it, then everybody else can do it. So that's the theory.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Roll it out.
transfer. So roll it out and
Yeah,
sort of
sort
spread.
of modelling a skill.
Yeah. Okay. And then in terms of like the rest of life, is there anything, what, tell me a bit about
Me?
Yeah, tell me about you. I don't know you, and I want to know a bit more about you.
I have 4 kids,
Okay, what ages?
30, 27, 25, 23. 4 kids, who've all just been on holiday with me,
Okay. Where did you go?
Thailand, and a wife who's just retired, who's also studying at Birkbeck, which she's doing
She's nice.
not on this course, but she's on another course doing another subject.
Okay, cool.
And that's all cool. That's all good.
Have you done a lot of courses previously, or?
Bits and pieces. Yeah.
Okay. You enjoy learning?
Yeah, love it.
Okay, cool. And tell me a bit more about.
Just to start looking for.
So, I suppose that's, what else is there?
Anything that you think
that would to be my
could be
decision,
better? It sounds like
I
life's
would-
pretty good, but anything that you think could be better and that maybe you could
my bosses, my seniors,
work
and
on.
then make them aware that I am looking elsewhere.
Uh,
But be very
yeah.
frank, of course, to begin with,
There are
it's
all
not
sorts of
really
issues
helping
with
them.
work, because there always
So
are.
it's bad for
Okay.
them,
Okay.
bad for
So,
myself.
one of the things is sorting out the organisation, so when I pass it on to somebody else, it's set up in a way
I don't really know exactly.
that's appropriate for the future. I've added bolted things on that suit my personality, lots of them,
How long have you been there?
15 years,
Okay.
okay? So I have lots of people report to me and it's all fine. But if somebody else came in, it would be much more difficult.
And have you got somebody to take over from you?
No, that's 2 years off, 3 years
Oh,
off.
okay. So
But the idea is, or the plan is, to sort of try and organise stuff so that when somebody is recruited, it can be a much more orderly handover process. Are you with that?
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
you know, it's all fine and it works well and everybody loves it, or not, you know, it's all good. But it's not a good thing to go and recruit when you've had that sort of structure. It would be a bit of a tricky handover, I suspect. Well, that's what I feel.
And have you spoken to anyone else about
Yeah,
that?
we've sorted out a project which will hopefully restructure, but of course will affect all sorts of people, because lots of people report to me, and won't do in the future. Is that
Yeah. Will there be any impact on people's positions in their
Yes.
jobs?
Yes.
Is that uncomfortable
It will be for them,
for you?
possibly, yeah, because yes, definitely. Actually.
Do you feel any sense of responsibility for that?
Yes.
As well, do you think? Okay.
Yes.
And how do you think you're going to manage that feeling of feeling slightly responsible for those people?
Well, I'm pushing that off at the moment. I'm putting in place a process
2
which,
years to.
well, no, a process which will involve everybody contributing to how the organisation should look in a certain number of years' time, and how we should be organised, in a theoretical sense. And then we will develop a model, and then we will then try and work back to what that means for individuals. So we've got a sort of process. Does that make sense?
Yes and no. Yeah, no, it does. I'm just trying to figure out how you. I mean, it sounds like it's quite a personal thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like it's quite a personal.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and quite a burden in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
That's very perceptive.
And so when we first started talking, you were saying, you know, work's great, everything's, I love my job, it's fun, it's whatever, and now you come up with these things that actually are sounding a bit more troublesome in a way, of an issue in a way. Not troublesome, but you know, something that maybe is
It
quite.
needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
It's not like heavy.
No.
I
But
don't, you know, you're.
Yeah.
You can see their problem if it's small.
It's not. I get the sense from you that it's that you pick it up. No, it's an issue. It's something that needs to be addressed and needs to be thought about.
no, I'm just trying to find things that I'm trying to find reasons why you come to me rather than to talk. I don't have a problem at all. I just want to find. I want to find something that we can sort of.
I'm not sure I've got
discuss.
such a thing,
No.
and I'm not sure that you need to have that to be of value to somebody.
No, not necessarily. But I just think in terms of it can be quite difficult to explore things if there's nothing. If everything's fantastic and everything's going really well, then I guess it can be more difficult to explore how to move forward and how to progress with things.
Listening to what Costa was saying, and
Would it be worth stopping at this point and talk about it
Maybe.
with everybody,
really delving into
Yeah,
it,
maybe.
and then
or not?
I don't know.
more and more information
Yeah.
is coming out about
Can do.
First thing that you said was reflecting
I don't mind.
exactly
Sure you
what
don't.
you said, which was great.
Entirely, yeah,
Listening.
I don't mind. Whatever.
Should we keep recording it?
On an active listening kick.
No, probably not. I don't know, because I don't know what you want to discuss it with everybody. Or?
No, you carry on, go on. I'll let you run the process.
And the questions that you asked, how would you feel?
Well, no, if you want to, I think it would be more useful if you talk to me about
Finding any of the answers at all.
This
what you want to
process.
talk about. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll stop this.
I'm have that tendency
Yeah.